So, good morning, Panther fans. Welcome to the last 2 weeks of hell, one way or another. one way or another. Um, we've got 2 more weeks, give or take, and then I promise it'll be over. One way or another, it's this pain pleasure cycle will end. How you doing? How you doing, Stu? How's how?
I don't want everybody to get their hopes up.
We're
Seriously, we're the deck is stacked against us. We lost those 4 games, man. That's 8 points.
right,
Bad move. We
right.
win 2 of those games. That's 4 points. Okay, now we got so. I mean, Pittsburgh's got a game in hand on us.
Yeah,
We basically have to run out the tables. We have to win every game,
basically,
and
basically,
still we might lose.
right. Yeah, because
No, Eric. Not basically. We have to win all our games.
yeah,
Yeah,
unless the Islanders have trouble with this schedule that they got coming up.
we have to win all our games.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like the last game of the year.
I
I'm saying
understand.
I'm saying that
I'm
game.
saying
Yeah.
we have to win all our games and get lucky.
Okay, I'll buy that.
Yeah,
I'm a
because
little bit more optimistic.
we put ourselves in a bad situation.
Oh, no doubt.
And forget about the games that we lost against Columbus and the games that we lost to other teams
Right.
that we should have won. Forget about
Yeah.
those. Those games we got goalied where the goalie made 50 saves and we lost.
Right.
Where we had, outplayed them or, outscored them in the first. And forget about those games. Forget about the 1 point, the losses, the games that went to overtime. Yeah. But I mean, after we made the run and we were 7-1 and 1
Yeah.
and got in the playoffs,
Yeah.
we were there for a cup of coffee.
I don't even know if we had a whole cup of coffee, man.
We were there for a cup of coffee.
Just
this is my mug that everybody likes. Then we went ahead and shot ourselves in the foot by losing 4 games.
Oh, I know.
So if we don't make the playoffs, like Keith Kachuk said, got what we deserve. Because that guy is really passionate.
Yes.
And it's got to be killing him that his son is killing it.
Right.
And the team is not.
Yeah.
Matthew Kachuk, #1 star on the NHL Network. 3 goals, 1 assist. Daddy. And what an amazing shot from center ice. All the way in the corner.
Yeah.
Through 3 guys. Through 3 players.
Right.
Daddy. Hey.
Yeah.
The hattie, take the hat off.
Geez, you make it. See, now I can't hear what you're saying. I threw it twice last night. I didn't connect on either throw. Unfortunately.
38 goals, 63 assists.
Jeez.
101 points. First year with the team. He's got 6 games left to pass Huberdeau, which he should do. He's got 6 games left to get 2 goals to get to 40.
Right.
Which is what he had last year. I say he does it. But that's Matthew Kachuk's father. Keith Kachuk played in the league and was really one of those like a Ryan Lundberg player, only he was a little bit more talented, with his skills. But he was the type of player that, got in your face and mixed it up and whatnot.
Yeah.
#7 for the Blues. And I think he played for, Winnipeg also. But that's a player with passion saying, it's really killing me, guys, that you won the President's Trophy last year and you're going to miss the playoffs. And my son is laying it out there.
Right. the juxtaposition of it all happening on the same day with Kachuk calling the team soft, Maurice calls them pussies, and then Ekblad blocks me on Twitter again.
He blocked
I
me
mean,
too.
the perfect
We're
he
in good
blocked you too,
company.
right?
We're in good company.
Exactly. The perfect, I mean, exhibit A. You know what I mean? So
Oh, by the way, are you really going to miss Ekblad, showing pictures of his dog?
I
Or
haven't
showing him on the boat with Keith Yandel?
I mean, it just is that it can't be what I tweeted. It has to be the videos because I haven't tagged him in years, and the tweet was playful, like, "Hey, dude, let's do this again. We did this before, where I said something and you and then he did. He had the assist, so it has to be the videos.
So, Aaron, if you're watching,
Yeah,
which we kind of know you are,
come on the show, bro.
we love
Come
you.
on.
The only listen, I'm your number one fan, but I think that you're not playing up to par. Injuries have a big to do with this, but you don't look like you did, and you're welcome to come on the podcast, bro.
Yeah, we'll
Come
give
on
you the whole floor.
we'll treat you with respect. But
Yeah.
this is Flying Fluffy Hockey, the number one Panther fan podcast in the world. Will we call a spade a spade? Will we give credit, like I just did to Keith Kachuk? Matthew Kachuk, playing out of his mind, carrying the team on his back. Alex Lyon, unbelievable performance.
Oh my gosh.
Now, Aaron, if you went out last night and scored 3 goals and an assist and basically won the game, believe me, I would be tipping my hat for the Hattie, and I'd praise you to the moon. But you're not doing that. So we got to call you out. And if you're watching, you know what? Give us the finger to,
That's
Saturday
what
against Columbus.
Yeah.
And go out and just destroy them.
I mean, that was the hardest part with that for me. I was like, wait, but he did it. It's like he didn't score 2 goals, but his goal was the game tying goal. His so I was like, it was the perfect opportunity for him to be like, hey, to just retweet it and give me the finger. I mean, anyway. So,
moving on. Alex Lyon.
Yeah.
The number 2 star of the game, only because he didn't face 40 shots. He faced 20 and he let 2 in.
Yeah. And the first one was kind of
the first one with a minute into the. All right. It's amazing that it happens, and it happens a lot with us. But we got it back. Great play by Luosterainen setting up Lundell.
Lundell, right. And then Lomberg drawing that penalty, man.
Yep. And really good to see Lundell scoring again.
Yeah.
Because he went all of those games without scoring. And, what could have been during that slump if he had popped in a couple of goals. But he's looking a lot better.
Yeah.
What can you say about Lomberg? Game after game.
Give me 12 of those guys.
That's basically it. Verhaeghe obviously didn't score, and Barkov didn't score. The power play, that one power play goal, Reinhart sauces it to Kachuk for pretty much tapping. Love it.
Yeah. Verhaeghe's
why is Ekblad on the power play? For that one timer that he's not getting because the defense unit, power play unit for the other team knows where it's going. And if you watch, they have him blanketed. So why do they even have him on there? They should have Forsling on there. Coach, if you're watching, hey, Aaron, tell Coach to put Forsling instead of you on the first unit.
I'm going to stick up for Ekblad, though. It's not necessarily his fault because for me, I mean, I can sit here like a record, like I'm Nostradamus. I know exactly what Barkov is going to do on the power play every single time he gets the puck. He's going to get it. He's going to circle. He's going to skate in a circle and pass it. 100% of the time.
Just like
And
we knew what Huberto was going to do. And listen,
right.
stop
So-
kissing Ekblad's ass. He's not going to unblock you.
I'm just seeing if Barkov will block me too. If Barkov blocks me, if you get blocked by the captain, then you're moving on up. You know what I'm saying?
I'm wondering if these guys, like after a win, if they watch our review and like laugh their asses off when
It's
we
the only thing.
when we do comedy.
It's the only thing that explains you being blocked as well. It couldn't have just been my tweet. You know what I mean? So, but no, the point is in the power play. I was screaming last night. It's like Barkov. How about 1 out of 10 times when you get the puck, take the shot. I mean, every single time. It's like, why even give him? It's like, I can call it before it happens. Montour to Barkov, back to Montour. And then I mean, you could just call it.
Well, somebody in the chat, again, my apologies. You know, the chats come very rapidly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I remember what the question was or the comment was more than I remember the name. But basically he said, just like Stamkos and Kucherov, why don't they set Barkov off for the one-timer on the Kucherov side, which is where Barkov is.
Right.
Shot.
Right.
And I said to him, Barkov is more the playmaker on the power play. And if he's going to shoot, he either wrist shot, snap shot. But
right.
I don't even remember the last time I saw Barkov take a slap shot.
No,
that's not his game.
No, that spot for the one-timer was Duke's. But Duke is not himself at the current moment.
No.
Duke.exe has crashed and he's rebooting. And we'll see if
but he's giving away the puck.
Yeah, it's true.
Like he did with Matthews in overtime.
Right.
He's there was 1 2-on-1 and I forgot who it was that could not get the puck to him. Try to pass it over the defenseman's stick, and the defenseman got it.
Right.
But
no, look, I mean, we knew Duke wasn't going to be. You could see it, man. He does not have that burst right now, which is, I mean, we expected that. I think. Look, he looks a lot like the forwards did the first month or two of the season, like. Because it's the new system. He looks a lot like they did. Like, I don't know where I'm supposed to be. I don't know where the puck is supposed to go. And I think that's part of what we're seeing because that's what we saw with the forwards a lot the first couple months.
All right. Well, you could give him a pass. I'm not gonna. It's crunch time, man. Gotta find a way. Dig down deep, and show some heart. Heart and desire right now.
I also see
the Panthers need to win every game left.
Okay, I saw him do something last night where it's the prototypical Duke play. He just doesn't have the physical ability to do it. He did that thing where he skates into the zone and he flips the puck into the boards. And what he's used to being able to do is beat the defender to the puck and come around the side of the net. He flipped the puck, but then he didn't have that burst.
That's right.
So, I mean, some of it is,
that's injury related because when you're a hockey player, one of the first things you learn in, hockey 101 is like a 100 meter sprinter out of the blocks.
Right.
Those first 2, 3, 4 strides.
Yeah.
You basically crunch. You crunch the ice
to
get momentum. I mean, if you look at Connor McDavid, you'll see, how he goes from slow to, the Porsche that he is. He goes from 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds.
Right.
All the the digging in and gaining the momentum from the ice. And Duclair can't do that with the Achilles. I don't think he's,
he'll be fine.
He'll be fine. He needs the off season to recover.
Yeah. I'm not
working out, rehabbing it.
Right.
I just wish we had Bennett for this final games.
Yeah, I mean, we're making do with what we got right
And,
now.
and I am glad, and I don't know if it was Goldie or Randy that made. I think it was Goldie that made the point of Lusterina and Lundell and Kachuk.
Yeah.
Seem to be finally
Right.
grooving.
Yeah.
For lack of any other word, they're in the groove. Those guys.
Right.
I think Goldie said Lundell and Kachuk. Excuse me, but you got to throw Lusterina in there.
Right.
It's like Marchment, Lundell, and Reinhardt last year. You got to. It's like Hatfield, Rattel, and Gilbert on the Rangers.
Right. Right.
Like Gillies, Bossy, and Trottier. Like the lines.
Right.
That play together.
Well, and that's been part of the problem this year. I mean, I know people want to blame Maurice. I've been one of them in times, but we had 3 games with all of our forwards. Last night was game 76. We had 3 games with all of our. So every freaking night, but 3 has been what's the lines? Who's playing with who? I mean, it has been I never seen anything like it.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I made note of the fact that, we look at our own team and injuries and illness and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But the Penguins beat Nashville, but Nashville was out Philip Forsberg,
right?
Matt Duchene, Roman Yossi, their captain and basically their main guy, and a couple other players. And
jeez,
I forget, who, but you look at Pittsburgh, they're without, everybody has injuries.
Right.
It sucks, but I mean, we pretty much, aside from not having Bennett, we had, our roster together, and, we still lost 4 games, but I said it in the last video how important Bennett is and the way he plays and his aggressiveness, and he's not afraid to mix it up, and he finds a way to get things done. I think Bennett's real important role is on the PK.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And obviously we let 3 Ottawa power plays in the other night. You could see that Bennett was missed. But anyway, I'm sticking to my guns, man. We got to win every single game we play now. And if you pull up the schedule,
that's what I'm getting ready to do.
It's not impossible.
Well, all right. Well, let me bring it up. Let's go to the standings first. So,
I don't think we're playing any Western Conference teams anymore.
No. We've got. Here we go. Oh, geez. Come on. All right. We got the Jackets tomorrow.
Got to win that game. They're the 8th place team. And we lost to them already.
Right. And now this is going to be this is pretty much an elimination game for the Sabres, and this is pretty much an elimination game for the Senators.
Right.
So
we usually play good against Buffalo at home.
I mean, at least it's a home, right?
I would think that we would take them down. Ottawa, that's 50-50, man, because they've done a number on us.
Right.
Obviously the other night, but again, if you go back a few years where the Panthers were really rolling along, and they were right there with the Bruins for a playoff spot, and we lost to Ottawa, Edmonton, and Vancouver in January.
Yep.
Remember that? It turned the season around.
Yep.
So
and then
Ottawa can do us damage. The Capitals, we should beat the Capitals, man.
That's our last road game.
Right. And in the Maple Leafs, that's another tough one, always a tough one. And then the Hurricanes, the Hurricanes. At least it's not in Carolina.
Right. And which brings me to a couple points here. Islanders this weekend, back to back. Lightning, Hurricanes on the road. Now, the good news is that the Devils are right on the Hurricanes' ass, only 1 point out. Canes have a game in hand, but the Canes
have to win.
They're going to be heavy.
They don't want to play the Rangers.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's. I mean, there's a huge difference.
And that's at
they,
home.
and both games are. Yeah, both games. It's this weekend. I wish it would not do that to me. It is the Lightning tomorrow, and then the Hurricanes, and it ain't like it gets any better. They next game is the Lightning again. So there's some possibilities there with the Islanders where we're tied in games and we're 4 points out. But with their schedule, there could be one more door that's going to open.
All right, go back to the Penguins, please.
Yeah. Penguins.
Man, everybody, as we sit here at 8:44, this is a gorgeous Florida day, South Florida day, boy. Oh,
Nice.
sorry, Eric. It is 74 degrees, low humidity, a couple of puff pillows in the sky. Other than that, beautiful.
Nice.
All right, so what do we got with Pittsburgh?
So they got this weekend back to back as well. They're at home. They got the Bruins and then the Flyers.
Okay.
Okay. And then
that
right.
Listen, again, just like we have to win all our games, I'm sure Sullivan is telling the Penguins, we got to win all our games, guys.
Right.
We got the Panthers clicking at our heels.
I mean, we only need to tie them. Now, the thing is they had the game in hand. So technically, that game in hand is this Flyers game. They're back to back on Sunday. That's the game in hand that Pittsburgh has on us.
And they're home.
And they're at home, but they just played the Bruins the day before.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is they're both home games.
Right. Right.
And they just beat
well, they beat the Preds last night. Jari is back
at home.
Right. Now, Jari came back yesterday, but DeSmith is going to have to play one of these games.
By the way, wasn't it 2-0?
Yeah. 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 It was 2-0. So there's room. There's room. But you're right. We have to win. What would be the best case scenario is if we could have it clinched and not need that Hurricanes game, the last game of the season, because the Hurricanes might need that game for first place. You know what I mean? That's not.
I think it's going down to the last day. Obviously, I'm concerned that we might finish a point out, which is something, Dana and I went back and forth about. And I told her, listen, don't think that way. But believe me, it's on my mind. And, of course, that would be worse than us finishing 7 points out.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, because we did it to ourselves. If that happens, we can only look in the mirror and say, we fucked up.
Right. Oh, yeah. No doubt.
But on the other hand, if we rise to the occasion and win every game, that's 12 points, which takes us to 93, which is what Billy Lindsay told us would get us in.
Yeah.
At least we did our part.
Yeah.
The rest is up to the heavens,
Right.
And whatever Pittsburgh or the Islanders do. But at least we did our part. And we kind of sort of made up for losing those 8 points, which, in my opinion, if we go down, that's the reason why.
Sure. You can't lose 4 straight.
And I'm not saying, we were 7-1-1 during that stretch. And granted, most of those games were at home, but we were on a tear.
Yeah.
The power play was clicking. I mean, things were looking the power play. I mean, the PK was going pretty good.
Yeah.
Bob was coming up big. And then
Bennett, as soon as Bennett was out,
then we took that elixir and Mr. Hyde showed up and we went on a rampage.
Yeah.
We couldn't score. The power play looked like Swiss cheese, or, I don't want to say Bob looked like Swiss cheese because a lot of those goals he didn't make the save, but anyway. So on a positive note, listen. On a positive note, we've won 2 in a row. We won a dramatic game against the Maple Leafs in Toronto.
Yeah.
And we won last night, which I said in the review yesterday that we should win. We should win the game. Canadiens, if you look it up, I think we scored 27 goals against them.
It's been crazy. And they
4 games.
Well, they keep throwing poor Monty out there against us.
I think Kachuk had 12 points in 4 games.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised if next year, if Monty's like, could you stop throwing me out there against Florida, please? Because I feel bad. Every game we tear him up, man. He was giving up some fat, juicy rebounds last night. It was
in the beginning of the game for sure.
Yeah, like, what are you doing, kid? Holy crap, man.
So
all right. Short and sweet this morning. It's going to be a busy weekend. We have the one game. Islanders and Penguins play both days. So by Monday, we're going to have a real good picture. Because if the Islanders and Penguins blow through these games and get 4 points, that's going to really tighten the nuts on us. You know what I mean? You've got to look at these games they both have this weekend and figure they got to lose some points in there. You know what I mean? I mean, we only need Pittsburgh to lose 1 point. So we'll get there. Hopefully we'll get there. And then we're going to have like no time to prepare if we make the playoffs, just like none. You know what I mean? But I'll take it. I was looking Boston. They only have scored 13 more goals than us. It's the goaltending, 100 fewer goals.
Yeah.
But in terms of offense, the point being, it ain't like they're not the offensive juggernaut like we were last year. They've only got 13 more goals than we do. So it's not as it's the goaltending.
Listen, but you want to speculate, knock yourself out. I'm just concerned right now of squeaking in.
Yeah. And
that's what we're going to do. We're not going to be rolling in like a tank like we did last year. We're going to just squeak in like a little mouse.
Well, it depends. If we win our last 8 games, that's kind of rolling in like a tank.
We got 6 games left.
Yeah, we won 2, so that would make 8.
Oh, yeah.
I do math.
Yeah. Well,
so if we roll in winning all 8 games, I think we're coming in like a tank.
Yeah, figure it out. If we went 7-1-1,
that would make us 15-5-1.
And then we lost 4 games in a row. That's why I'm saying those 4 games, man.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Just infuriates me.
Bro, I know.
And it took Maurice for that fuse to go off and that bomb to explode. Man,
that was beautiful. I thought his eyes were going to pop out of his head.
Again, that type of tirade is saved for the locker room.
Well, he did that because of what Kachuk's dad said. I mean, and it's probably contributed to Ekblad blocking us because they had to all be in their feels. You know what I mean about that happening. Right? That didn't go unnoticed. Kachuk's dad, right? So at that point, they were going to laser beam anybody that got in their way, and oh well.
Well, let's hope it. What they should do is before the games,
watch our videos so they get pissed
off.
No,
they should watch. They should have it on a loop. They should have also with audio. They should have the Maurice tirade.
What Maurice? Yeah. Yeah.
And just keep playing it for him before the game starts.
Yeah, they asked Barkov what he said. Barkov said, "You don't want to know." Literally. Oh, well. All right, Panther fans. I'll see you guys later today with the podcast. And then we'll be right back Saturday for the Jackets, which nobody is going to call that an easy game. And then
Nope.
we'll all be scoreboard watching this weekend. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Appreciate the support. And we'll see you again. I'll see you again later.